What's up? It's Deborah. Happy Wednesday to you. Today I'm going to talk a little bit more about what it means to be a revolutionary leader. So, what is a revolutionary? And do you know a revolutionary leader who is taking care of everybody else, but not themselves? And I don't mean like going for a spa or taking a vacation or things like that. I'm talking about the inside stuff, which is so much harder to spot, right? It's so much easier to neglect that. If it was something physical, it would be more easy for other people to see, something's not right there. And also, when I say taking care of themselves, I don't mean that it's like some sort of ritual or routine or work that they go through, but that they're actually being kind and compassionate and accepting and trusting of themselves. Um, so, I'm Deborah, and why does it matter whether someone is a revolutionary leader or not, and whether they're taking care of themselves or not? Here, I'm going to break it down for you today. I'm going to start out with what I see a revolutionary leader is, and I see that you can be on various ends of the spectrum, right? And no one is a 100% revolutionary in everything. It's not really doable in the world that we live in. And my guess is that probably there's also no one who's not a revolutionary in anything. Some people might be just one or two aspects of their lives. Some people it might be many, many, many more aspects of their lives, and it may show up in different ways. Some may be more visible than others. But to me, a revolutionary is someone who has resisted the conditioning of the status quo, of the societal, familial, cultural expectations of where they live and where they commune with other human beings. We are humans. We need community. We are not designed to be islands by ourselves. So we have to interact with people. And in needing to interact with people and having this long period of time where we're dependent on our parents, we learn or we are conditioned to believe certain things, practice certain habits, traditions, and there's nothing wrong with any of that until those practices, those traditions, those beliefs start to encroach on us being true to our own inner knowing, to our own inner truths. And just like no two people have the same fingerprint, no two people have the same exact inclinations, knowings, and inner truths. There are overlaps, there are similarities, but no two are exactly the same. So when you have people who are operating exactly the same, we know that they've been what we call conditioned. And conditioning is a part of being human. There's nothing wrong with that either. We just have to be aware of where we end, so to speak, and where societal or other people's expectations begins, and make sure that that relationship between the two is flexible, is malleable, but is also serving and honoring everyone involved. That's the challenge. That's what I call equilibrium. That's what I call flow. But it also is something that revolutionary leaders really have a hard time with. We really struggle with this because we have resisted so much conditioning. We're like, no, I'm not going to wear that outfit that you think I should wear just because I'm a girl. No, I'm not going to go do that profession because that's what every person in before me in my family did. No, I'm not going to drop out of high school or work in a factory. I'm going to go for this thing. I'm going to go for that thing. And it can be in many different areas. But ultimately, the thing that's common for every single revolutionary leader is at some point we bump heads with something in the status quo that is noticeable. And when we do, we're usually ostracized or feared. And even the people who support us, it's like shh, it's on the low, right? It's really they don't they're not publicizing that they support us, right? So a few of us were fortunate enough to have people who were very public about their support, but usually that's not the case. So we're in situations where often we're very isolated. We feel very isolated because of whatever area we have chosen to buck up against the expectations of society. But often revolutionaries are the ones who move humanity forward. And like I said, most people are revolutionary leaders in some aspect of their lives. And some of us, It's in larger ways, and some of us it's in smaller ways, and there's no right or wrong here. But here's the challenge. The challenge is that when we don't feel like we are supported, when we don't feel like it is safe for us to express how we truly feel, what we truly think, it causes damage. It does. And over the years, it becomes cumulative damage. And we often start to have a hard time trusting anyone, opening up to anyone. And so while we can be such amazing rocks for other people, oftentimes we're the ones that are really grasping for life support ourselves. I know this from personal experience. And I think it's backwards. I think the people who are out there risking themselves, risking their reputations or whatever it might be to put to push something forward, they deserve so much support and respect because what we do as revolutionary leaders is so important for the growth and expansion of humanity. And everyone has a role, and the role of the revolutionary is equally as important as the role of those who are supporting on in many different other areas. So I hope that if you know of one revolutionary in your life who bucks up against some of the status quo, who's often seen as dangerous, that's another thing. We're often seen as dangerous because you can't control us as much. We're not as easy to sway. We're usually a lot more difficult to understand in whatever areas we're revolutionary in. That you can show them some compassion, share with them this post, and give them the opportunity to see themselves in a different light. I want to give two really simple examples. Again, I don't know these people. I'm not assuming anything. I'm not pretending like I know what was going on in their lives. However, the way that they died ra- raised questions about how happy they really were when they were alive. And these were people who gave so much to humanity. And I'm talking about Mother Teresa and Tony Hsieh. Now, they were two completely different characters in two completely different parts of the world with two completely different missions, but they both executed their missions brilliantly. And they were able to turn around and change the lives of so many people. And yet, when they passed, there were a lot of questions like, what was going on for them? Were they really happy? Were they feeling fulfilled? Were they really truly feeling like they were serving at their highest potential and that they felt good about the life they were living? Not sure. I'm not saying yes. I'm not saying no. Please don't say that. But I'm not sure. I admire and respect both these characters so much. And I want to say that I know the pain of the revolutionary. And the hardest thing for us is to find safe, what I call warm spots in the universe, safe spots to rest our head, to really truly rest and feel like there's nothing that we need to do, be, figure out, but we can just truly be ourselves. And this has been one of my life's work, lifelong work, and I'll probably be doing it on until I die myself, which is to create belonging for ourselves so that no matter what, it doesn't mean that we don't need other people, but that we can have that steadiness and that anchoring from within. That's very different. It's not like, okay, I'm going to go now follow this guru, or I'm going to go now and be in meditation and be completely like, in a different realm. It's like being here on the planet, boots on the ground, grounded here and now, but still being able to be anchored within yourself and to replenish yourself and to be that safe spot for yourself so that no matter what, you can say that you feel fulfilled, that if today's your last day, you will die with a smile on your face because you know that you feel fulfilled with what you've contributed at whatever level it is. That always must precede being able to expand our impact, being able to grow and make it more spacious. It always starts from within, at least in the process that I work with. It's an inside out approach. I'm not saying that's the only way. That would be a little bit heretical of me, given the fact that I'm a fan of no as few rules as possible and restrictions or ways as possible. Your way is the only way that you need. And so this is a life mission for me. It's definitely a theme that's shown up over and over and over again in my life is how do I show up as myself, stay open-hearted, stay accepting of others, and at the same time, create that same open-heartedness and acceptance for all of myself and not shame parts of myself or need parts of myself to be different. So, if you haven't already checked it out, please grab a copy of No Bad Parts by Richard C. Schwartz. It is not my book. I'm not getting any royalties or fees for it. It's an amazing paradigm. It's an amazing paradigm shift that we all need. Okay. Um, I would like for you to share in the comments if you stand with the revolutionaries. Just just you can put a fist up or you can say revolutionary, whatever. But just let us know in the comments if you stand with revolutionaries because what I really want to see is a wave of support so that people understand that they're not alone because we often feel alone. And I was speaking with someone today, last thing I'll say and share before I close out for today. I was speaking with someone earlier today about working so hard to create safety for others and yet so much desiring that safety for myself and all of myself, not just the parts that are smart or clever or whatever, but all the ones, even the ones that are embarrassing, right? To be able to have safety for all of them to just self express without any worry about some permanent damage being done. And that's different from expecting perfection or expecting someone to accept every single thing about you without reservation or criticism. I mean, we're humans, we interact, and we all can learn and grow from each other every day. But just knowing that ultimately that's not going to become a riff because there's so much um, goodwill and trust and peace that has been built up in that relationship, in that space, in that environment, that we can actually trust that everything is going to be okay. And we need to create that for ourselves if we can truly create it at a deeper level for the people around us. And my guess is that those revolutionary leaders that you see that are creating safety for everyone else but themselves, when they create it for themselves, oh man, watch out, world, because it's going to be a whole different story. So if you stand with us as revolutionaries, if you are a revolutionary, let us know in the comments. Share this with a loved one. Share this with someone that you know is an amazing person that very few people get to know because they're too quick to judge them is because they're different. Share this with them. Let them know that you stand with them. That would be like, so amazing. So much love. And until the next time, bye.